Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today has been a really crazy day and I realized that I needed to sit down and film this video right now or else it probably wouldn't get done. I am going to be doing a pregnancy Q&A video, which I have been wanting to do for a long time. I don't know if you guys are like interested in these things, but I just thought it'd be like a fun thing, so here we are. So I made a post on my Instagram and had some of you guys ask questions, and I have about 3 pages, so we've got quite a bit, which I think will be nice. I don't want to make this video too long. So I am currently 38 weeks pregnant, and I don't know how many days, 4 days. I'm so bad at keeping track of days. This is my this is my 3rd pregnancy, but my first like pregnancy that's gone full term. I have a video talking about all of that if you guys are interested. I don't want to get too sad in this video. My due date is May 31st and today is May 20th. So we've got 11 days until my official due date. First question, what has been the most challenging part of your pregnancy? Honestly, I think the most challenging part has been just like life. I don't know. I feel like a lot of crazy life things have happened to us that have like made this pregnancy feel really hard and stressful and long. I got diagnosed with a brain malformation. We bought a house and moved all while I was like 32 weeks pregnant. And those 2 things are just very, very crazy to go through. And I also was not expecting to feel this sick. I had in my mind, I was like, I'm young, this is my first pregnancy, it's gonna be so easy, it's gonna be fun. And I've had so many things come up. I'm Rh negative, which adds a complication to pregnancy. I developed anemia, I had polyhydramnios 3 weeks in a row, and then today's ultrasound I didn't have it. So that was crazy. And with a brain malformation, I didn't know for a very long time, almost like 2 months, I didn't know if I was going to be able to have a normal labor or if I was going to have to have a C-section or what. So there was just like, I think the most stressful part is all of the unknowns, because literally you have no idea. There's not a single thing in pregnancy that you can guarantee is going to happen every time. Not a single thing. Next question, is it everything you thought it was going to be? I don't know. I think it's more than I thought it was going to be, in like not a good way, I guess. Like I said, I thought I was gonna have like a picture perfect pregnancy. Everything was gonna be normal. A lot of stuff has gone not wrong, but just like it's been off. So I feel like it's been more than what I expected, because I was not expecting all those crazy things to happen, but they did. But ultimately, I was expecting to have a baby and we're almost there. So that's something I was expecting it to be. Next question, can you work out easily still? I don't know, because I haven't tried. I literally, well, first of all, I didn't work out before I was pregnant. So I had absolutely no motivation to work out now that I am pregnant. But I feel like it probably would have been really hard in the first trimester because of how bad you feel. You just have like no energy and you just feel really sick. I think the 2nd trimester I probably could have easily gone on more walks, maybe did some squats, I don't know. And right now, I think the best workout I could give is a waddle around the neighborhood, honestly. Your biggest fear, 100% honest, my biggest fear is like a late-term miscarriage or a stillbirth or something crazy like that. I feel like when you've gone through it multiple times before and it's just kind of in the back of your head, it's kind of hard to get it out of your head, I guess. And then especially when I got diagnosed with the polyhydramnios, which is just a fancy word for extra fluid. Stillbirth is a big risk when you have that. So then it was even more of a risk than what it normally is. I don't know what the percentages are or anything, but that's my biggest fear. But honestly, there's been a lot of things that I could have been scared about, and honestly, you just have to kind of give everything up to God, because as I mentioned earlier, there's nothing in pregnancy that is guaranteed, or there's nothing that can be expected to happen. Like, everything is just so random. A lot of symptoms, they don't know why they happen. They just say, oh, that's normal, you're pregnant. So I feel like I could have been more scared, honestly, but I just learned very early on that I have no control over this, so I'm just not gonna try to. Would you do it again soon? No, not soon. Pregnancy has been stupid for me. Like, sometimes I feel bad how much I complain about it, because I am blessed enough to be here. Like, and I know the hurt and the pain of having a miscarriage. So sometimes I feel like terrible complaining about being pregnant, but it has not been a good time for me. Like, it really hasn't. If you guys have watched any of my pregnancy vlogs, you'll have seen that. And I don't even show you guys the worst of things, or I don't tell you guys everything that goes on from all of my appointments. It just has not been a good time for me. So just thinking of intentionally putting myself through the same thing is kind of like, I don't know. But you don't get pregnant. Well, I would hope you don't get pregnant just to be pregnant. Like, you get pregnant to have a baby, to have a family, to grow your family. So ultimately, if Peter and I, 6 months from now, a year from now, 3 years from now, whenever, if we decide that we want to have another baby, I will do this over and over again if that is something that we both desire. So I'm not going to say for sure, but I'm just saying, like, right now in this very moment, I do not want to be here again anytime soon. Does it hurt? There's a lot of stuff about pregnancy that hurts that no one mentions. I'm gonna make a video about this as well, like things no one tells you about being pregnant. I watched so many of those videos and none of them mentioned like these things. I'm very confused about it, but whatever. I think the most shocking thing, the two most shocking things, which were also the two things I was most excited about, are the two most painful parts about pregnancy. The first one is having a bump. Now, this isn't true for everyone. I have so many stretch marks and they hurt so bad. They're so tender, they're so sore. It's just like, I don't know why well, first of all, I was hoping I wouldn't get stretch marks, but then when I did get them, I don't know what I was expecting them to feel like. I guess I didn't think about it. Like, when you think about what a stretch mark is, it happens because your skin is stretching so much that it like tears your skin. So it's just like, obviously that's not going to feel good. And I have like really, really bad ones on my stomach where it's like I put lotion on and it's tender, like it's sore. So that part I wasn't necessarily expecting. Also, having a belly, like a little baby bump, is super cute. I love taking pictures, but it's very uncomfortable. Super, extremely uncomfortable. The other thing that I was not expecting to hurt was the baby kicks. They started off really fun and fluttery and cute, and then they started to get a little bit more like uncomfortable. And then the farther along you get, the bigger he gets and the less room he has and the stronger he gets. It's just like sometimes I like jolt in pain because of how bad they hurt. And in my mind, I'm just like, why wouldn't someone kicking your insides hurt? Like, that makes sense, but it's just not something that no one ever mentioned to me and I didn't think about it. So those are two things that they hurt and I wasn't expecting it to. So that's that. Best and worst part about being pregnant. The worst part, I would say, I don't know if I could think of the worst part. I just think it's all kind of like not super fun, but it's not, none of it is like terrible. I can't really pinpoint one thing that's worse than another. The best part, honestly, I think the best part is just that we're gonna have a baby after this. I am most excited to see Peter become a dad. Like, I think just because of how uncomfortable my pregnancy has been, I'm more looking forward to the after part, the postpartum section of this whole party. But I also really do enjoy like the spoiling that happens when you're pregnant. Like, people are always trying to cook food for you. They're always trying to, you drop something, I don't have to think about picking it up because someone will be around to pick it up. Also, I can't pick it up. Peter has been the sweetest. Like, I could not have survived without him. My first trimester, I don't even remember it. And I know the only reason I got through it was because of him. I think just like, I don't know, you just feel like special, which you should because you're growing human life inside of you. But do you feel like you've connected a lot with baby boy throughout pregnancy? I honestly feel like it hasn't been until recently that I've been, I don't know, it's not that I don't feel connected to him. Like, I am always rubbing my belly. I don't really talk to him a whole lot. I don't know, I probably could have been more intentional. I might have felt more connected, but I also don't feel like distant. Like, I know some women, they're like, I didn't like feel connected to my baby at all until I had them. So I definitely feel connected to him, especially like when you get an ultrasound later on, you get to see kind of what they're gonna look like. It's super exciting because then I can like when I feel him kick or when I rub my belly, I can like kind of picture a little bit what he looks like, and it's just more exciting. Next question, what kind of birth do you want to have? Epidural, unmedicated, etc. So ideally, I would love to have an unmedicated birth, but because of my brain malformation, I'm not able to do that. My doctors are okay with letting me do what I want, but ultimately the safest route is to get an epidural. I don't want to go too much into that. I'll have a video pop up wherever if you want to know more about that. I go into a lot of detail about that. So in a perfect world, I would do unmedicated, but for my health, I'm getting an epidural. Are you feeling impatient and ready or pretty content? You know, when I asked this question, which was almost a month ago, I was still very content with being pregnant. It wasn't until week 36 where I had a very major shift in my, not attitude, but just in my like being. I just like was ready to not be pregnant anymore. And that's also when I first got diagnosed with polyhydramnios, which when you have more fluid, you're more uncomfortable. So I think that's kind of what it was. I could not breathe. I could not eat more than like 5 bites without feeling miserably uncomfortable. It was just really not a good time. So I was like very ready. I was like, let's just get this show on the road. There are some times where I wish I could stay pregnant forever, because I do sometimes, like the movements that I feel that don't hurt are super fun. And I think it's just like a really sweet thing that I know I'm gonna miss someday. But then there are other times, like when I'm peeing every 45 minutes at nighttime, where I'm just like, I'm ready. Let's get this baby out. So I think it just depends on the day, honestly, for me. Are you scared to give birth? No. Honestly, that's one of the things I've looked forward to the most, I think. Like, since I got pregnant, I just remember way back then, a whole 30-something weeks ago, I remember thinking like, holy cow, I cannot wait to give birth. Like, I just think it's gonna be so much fun. I know it's painful, you don't gotta tell me that. I just think it's gonna be a really fun thing to go through. I think it's gonna be really special for Peter and I to go through together alone. And also just like the moment where you go from being, like you're literally transitioning into a whole new stage of life. Next question, what's the biggest non-physical change you've noticed about yourself? 100% very easy to think about. I have learned so much to just like let go of my plan of what I hope things could work out as. I think what started that was honestly the whole house situation with like doing renovations and all of that. It's just very easy to like set an expectation of what you think is going to happen, or a schedule that you're trying to follow, and one thing happens and then your whole schedule is thrown off, and then your expectations are not met, so then you're just always like disappointed or sad or upset or anxious. So I kind of learned it's just better to like have hope. Applying that to like my everyday life, like every time I go into an appointment, I just have an open mind. Because honestly, every appointment I go to, everything gets changed. There's I have some new condition. We're gonna do this instead of that, or we're gonna cancel this and put it here. And it's just way easier and way less stressful to just like go with the flow. And I think that's something that I really learned, and something I've really like had to grow in, because that's not me. That never has been me. And it's honestly really like freeing to just not be worried about a schedule all the time. Weirdest cravings, I honestly have not had that many cravings. I had way more food aversions than I did cravings. Honestly, I think the only thing I can recall having an actual craving for is Frosted Flakes, which is not weird. But yeah, I really didn't have any weird cravings, which I guess was nice. Did you get funny responses, reactions from people when they found out or noticed? I can't remember anything like... It was kind of funny when we told my parents. I actually never like posted that clip, which maybe I'll just put that in here. You guys can see. I got them each a Starbucks drink, and I put Grandma on my mom's cup and Granddaddy on my dad's cup, and we dropped it off. And it took them a while to realize. I got you something anyways.
Are you vlogging?
Yeah.
Why are you vlogging?
Thank you.
No reason.
Hi.
How are you guys doing?
Good, how are you doing?
Tired as balls.
Yeah?
What time is Christine?
Wait, why are you vlogging? Are you just giving him an update or what?
Well, I said I was going to make a video, and then
It's been a month.
I keep doing this thing where I start a video, and I'm like, I'll start a video. And then...
I think I'm gonna be your cinematographer from now on.
It's gonna be professional. You could have sat there, sir.
We probably shouldn't have gotten you that drink, huh?
Yeah, I've been doing good. What?
Get the hell out of here!
I knew it! Did you find out when we were in Breckenridge?
Before.
Awesome.
Get the hell out of here.
Before? We even have pictures?
Oh.
It's the size of a grape. I'm 9 weeks pregnant.
So happy.
So you don't gotta drink that, but I needed. We went to the Starbucks, and I was like, so.
Right on, brother.
This
Love you,
thing.
man.
And I was like, I can't just put it on the water.
9 weeks?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Everyone knew we were trying, so it wasn't like a shock or a surprise to anyone. I think the only surprise was that it didn't take as long as we were expecting, because I got pregnant like 4 months after my surgery. It was all just like very emotional, just because everyone knew what we had gone through, so they knew how much of a honestly a miracle and a blessing that it was. So I think people were more like emotional and like, you know, that kind of excited more than like, oh my gosh, like, you know, that, yeah. And this is like the exact opposite of another question. Is it anything you expected it to be? No, that's literally like the whole theme, and why I've learned to be able to be so go with the flow is because it has not been anything like I expected. My body has changed so much. I have struggled a lot with that. I didn't think that was gonna happen to me. I started to get stretch marks on my hips really early, which is confusing because my hips didn't even stretch that much. And then they just went down to my thighs, they're on my butt, they're all over my stomach. I am getting stretch marks on the back of my knees, and it's just like, what is going on? Can someone tell me what is happening to me right now? So literally every aspect of being pregnant has been nothing like what I expected it to be, but still I am excited to be here. Who will be with you during labor? So originally I wanted to have both my mom and my mother-in-law in the room, and Peter obviously, but with COVID they restricted it to only having 2 support people. So then Peter and I decided that we just wanted to be the both of us. And then they actually, I don't know if they just updated it or what, but you're only, unless you get a COVID test. So if you want to have 2 support people, you have to get a COVID test. If you deny the COVID test, you can only have 1 support person. So it works out either way because it's just going to be Peter and I. Will you record your labor? That is, unfortunately, it's against our hospital policy to record labor. Like, we're not allowed to film anything. We'll see. That's all I'm going to say. Do you plan on breastfeeding? Yes, that is a very big goal of mine. I really am hoping to do that. But we'll see what happens. Were you guys hoping to have a boy or a girl? So we both wanted a girl. Peter really wanted a girl, and I think I wanted a girl because I saw how badly he wanted a girl, and then I just like started picturing Peter with a daughter, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. So when we found out it was a boy, it definitely was a transition, like something we had to like process. And I feel like that's not something a lot of people talk about. Like, maybe they're ashamed to say like you were sad when you found out the gender of your baby. I feel like it's okay, like, be a little bit sad. You know, it happens way more than I think anyone cares to believe. In the birth club that I'm in on this app I use, there was a whole post about gender disappointment. If that's you, if you're watching this and you just found out you're having a boy and you were really hoping for a girl, let yourself feel those emotions, because like, you can't lie to yourself and be like, oh, I always wanted a boy. Like, if you really wanted a girl, grieve about not having a girl, move on from it, and then be excited to have a boy. Like, I think that's why I currently am excited to have a boy, because I let myself be sad. And then I was like, I'm gonna have a son. Holy crap, this is so exciting. You know, so just, I'm not ashamed to say that I was sad, but I'm over the moon. Is that what you say? Over the moon with excitement? Is that what you're supposed to say? I don't know. I'm excited to have a boy. We only have a few more questions, and these ones are good ones that I don't think I've talked about yet. How did you feel when you found out you were pregnant? So initially I was super excited and very, very shocked, because in my mind, I thought it was gonna take us like over a year to get pregnant after my surgery. So when we found out, that was only our 2nd month trying. And so I think I was mostly like shocked to see the line on the pregnancy test. And then I was super excited, and then I got scared, because every time that I took one of those tests before, it was exciting for about a week, and then it was terrible. It was definitely a process to work through the fear towards like being excited to be pregnant, and like actually letting myself like embrace being pregnant, if that makes sense. I might make a video about that. Let me know if that's something that you guys would be interested in seeing. How old were you when you found out you were pregnant? So I was and still am 22. Peter was and still is 25. How long did you wait to tell people? I know we waited at least 8 weeks to tell anyone, just because we wanted to kind of keep it to ourselves. I had my days of like wanting to tell everyone, and then I had my days where I was just like, I want to keep this a secret for as long as possible. We waited till our 8-week appointment to get like the actual ultrasound picture of like what looked like a actual baby. Actually, no, he didn't look like it. He looked like a bean, like a kidney bean. And then we told my parents and Peter's immediate family, and then we told everyone else. Just kind of like whenever. I don't think we had a specific time frame in mind after the 8 weeks. When did you find out the gender? So originally I started off like wanting to do a surprise and like not finding out at all, And then as soon as I got pregnant, I was like, I need to know what I'm having. I need to know right away. But then I was like, I can wait till 20 weeks. And then Black Friday came around and they had a deal on the, it's not Sneak Peek, it's the other one where you, like they send you an at-home blood test and you send it in. So we did that and I think I was 13 weeks. So I found out pretty early and I was very excited. I think all the rest of these are repeats, so I think I'm just gonna end the video now. Peter's about to walk in the door as well. So I'm gonna go hang out with him. If you guys have any other questions that I didn't answer, feel free to comment them down below and I read all of the comments, so I will answer it. I hope you guys are enjoying all of these baby and pregnancy videos. I am gonna have this baby really soon, so make sure you're subscribed, but also make sure you follow me on Instagram because they will find out before you guys do, probably way before. So if you want like actual baby updates, you might want to follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna go hang out with Peter and I will see you guys when I see you.